Hello, let us resume our discussion on Gettysburg Address by Abraham Lincoln. In my previous lecture, I have given a brief introduction of Abraham Lincoln's standpoint, the history behind Gettysburg Address. Now let us take a look at the text itself. As I have already mentioned here that the historian George Bancroft asked President Lincoln for a copy to use as a fundraiser for soldiers. When Lincoln sent his copy on February 29, 1864, he used both sides of the paper, rendering the manuscript useless for lithographic engraving. So Bancroft kept this copy and Lincoln had to produce an additional one that is called the Bliss copy, as I mentioned in my previous lecture. The Bancroft copy is now owned by the Cornell University. The text actually begins with some sections reference to the fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now, fundamentally, you will find that the primary concern, the primary focus of this particular text is the fundamental focus has been given on the concept of liberty and the concept of equality, to be specific. Fourscore and 7 is much more poetic, much more elegant, and much more nobler than the term like 87 years. This is very significant because you see that 87 years before, the United States had owned its freedom from Britain and thus embarked on the Great Experiment. Now, what I'm trying to suggest here, you see that Lincoln begins this particular lecture, this particular address, as I have made earlier, that these 272 words that Lincoln is using here. He writes, fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers, that means our forefathers obviously, brought forth on this continent a new nation. A new nation with a particular proposition to liberty. And these were dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. This fundamental basis of differentiation that have been prevailing throughout the country. Consider that though the focus of this particular essay, of this particular address, is America and the condition of North versus South, say, conflict, but at the same time consider that it is not to be considered America alone. If you think in terms of the political scenario, the compartmentalization, the provincialization, the race, culture, milieu-oriented differentiation, each and everywhere, you will find that after the ending of colonialism, a neo-colonial backdrop has been created. And it is based on either, differentiation on the basis of skin color, white versus black. It's a big debate that is continuing. And fundamentally, you will find it is called the epidermalization. That means the differentiation that is based on epidermis, that is the outer part of human skin. Whether it is on the basis of religion, as you can feel after the partition, what happened to India, and we are still feeling the crisis that is everywhere. If you can feel that it is differentiation on the basis of gendered stereotypification, or whether it is the cultural orientation or cultural differentiation. So everywhere you will find that human beings have been created equal. Now, the typical form of inequality that we are experiencing, these are associated with the particular form of creation made by the humans. It is the typical orientation of exploitation. Exploitation on the basis of religion, exploitation on the basis of economy, exploitation on the basis of, you see, the epidermalization that I have just mentioned. So it was created equal, it was conceived in liberty, but what happened, you see? A differentiation is being made. So that's why Lincoln begins his address fourscore and 7 years ago. Our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now, we are engaged in a great civil war. I have repeatedly mentioned about the great civil war that is going on. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, look at the term conceived and dedicated, these two terms that are mentioned in the previous stanza or previous paragraph, now it has been again reiterated or it recur. So now we are engaged in a great civil war. We are now testing whether that nation or any nation, so fundamentally it is not simply referring to America, rather we can extend this particular focus, this particular text with the other countries or other nations too. So now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. That means the particular country, the particular nation that had taken birth with a particular focus of, liberty and equality. Now the question is whether it can endure long. Whether that fundamental focus, whether the fundamental, motto regarding liberty and equality, it sustains within us or not. That is the moment, that is the actual moment when we have to test it. It's a kind of a pilot testing that is being needed. So now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived like America and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. Okay? The great battlefield is there. So ultimately you can find that literally there is a battlefield that is going on as it's been new. But ultimately this battlefield can also reciprocate. This battlefield can also be associated in terms of our morality, in terms of our psyche, in terms of our philosophy. So therefore he says, we are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field. Here it is being referring to the Gettysburg, obviously. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives. As I mentioned, this particular address has been made at the cemetery, okay, where the bodies of these, martyrs have to be reburied. And here it has been mentioned that we have come to dedicate a portion of that field, that is the Gettysburg of this field, as a final resting place. It is actually referring to the burial place or graveyard or cemetery for those persons who here gave their lives, that nation might live. That means these are the persons who actually sacrificed their lives so that the nation might live well. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. So it is a kind of a, dedicatory that he is proposing here. He extends the significance of the fight, as you can see, beyond the borders of the United States. It is not just a question of whether America could survive, but rather a question of whether any nation founded on the same principles can survive. So ultimately, you will find that he uses different kinds of words, different kinds of contrasts, and fundamentally, he is providing a kind of justification that we should do this. So this is done to commemorate the sacrifices that have been done by these persons, these soldiers, so that the nation may live. And what is the rest of the part? We will continue in our next lecture. Thank you.